Hello, my name is Kyle Fullmer. I am a therapist working here in the wonderful New York City. And today I want to talk about the question that comes to my mind a lot when I'm working with clients, which is there a connection between our mental health struggles as humans and creativity, this big concept of creativity? And before I get into this question, I want to preface this by saying that a lot of my information and a lot of my ideas stem from this really great book I have called Your Creative Brain by Dr. Shelley Carson. And she's from Harvard, so she knows her stuff. So first I want to define creativity. What does it mean? What does creativity mean, So it's often described as a two-part definition. The first part is that we are creating something new. And it doesn't have to be new to the world. It's not reinventing the wheel. It just means new to you, that it's something you haven't tried before. Or trying something that you have done before, but in a new way. And the other part of this definition is useful. Is it useful in some regard? And we'll get into that in a little bit more. A good example is if somebody's trying to write a novel, maybe for the first time. You might think, well, I'm just going to write the novel from start to finish. I'm going to start at the start of the story. I'm going to end at the end of the story. Well, what if you don't have the whole story yet? What if you have some parts here and there that you know are really good, but the whole story is not fully fleshed out yet? Start with those parts. That's the creative aspect of this. You can start in the parts that you know you want to do and then expand from there and then allow yourself to go in whatever order is going to work for you. Maybe you want to start in the middle and then sort of work your way out. Maybe you want to start at the end. You've got a really great ending, and then you just sort of work your way backwards. Both are totally acceptable. Both are totally fine as long as the book gets written. That's all that matters. Your process doesn't matter a whole lot. So what's the whole point of this? What does all this have to do with your mental health? What does all this have to do with our well-being, our ability to just feel good? Well, it's my belief that distress, stress, frustration, anxiety, depression, all of that stuff, all those not feel goods, they come from feeling stuck sometimes. Sometimes we just feel stuck, unable to move forward, unable to change something. In these situations, we might feel limited, maybe by society, maybe by our culture or our traditions, maybe by our family or the people around us. What I'd like to emphasize here is that while those pressures might seem real and legitimate, truly there's a large degree to where these pressures exist right here within ourselves. It's our job to push through our stuckness and find a creative solution that might work for us. And when we allow ourselves to find more creative solutions to our problems, we feel less stuck. We feel more creative. We feel more independent. We feel more free to be our authentic selves. Sometimes the point of creativity is just creativity itself. It's just giving ourselves the opportunity to be creative and to express ourselves in a way that is unique to us. It's one of my beliefs that our emotions and what we're feeling on the inside, it has to come out somehow. So this is my challenge to you, is to find a creative way, something new, something you haven't tried before, or something you have tried before but a little bit differently, that allows you to let your emotions out. Maybe this could be listening to music that hits you in a really tough spot, or reading a book that makes you feel a lot of joy and just a lot of calm and comfort. Or maybe it could be recognizing that our emotions are very complex, and so we paint a canvas that just puts all of those emotions on the canvas in this tapestry of colors and shapes and abstractness that just says, this is not one feeling. This is a creative expression of many feelings that are happening at the same time. That sounds amazing. Do that. Let yourself be creative and expressive in a way that is free of obligations and limitations. And when I say that to clients, sometimes they come at me with this idea of, well, that's very anxiety inducing. It's very nerve-wracking to think about sitting down and putting my thoughts and my feelings out into the world. Or I have writer's block, or sometimes I just feel like I can't. And it makes me think of my favorite author, Stephen King, who says sometimes the best way to combat that is to just sit down and just in his example, word vomit on paper. It doesn't have to be coherent. It doesn't have to be anything. Just do the damn thing, as he says. You just have to start. And once you start, then you get those creative juices flowing. You really allow yourself to be your authentic self and to be creative. So, to wrap up, thank you so much for listening. Please don't hesitate to reach out if you want to talk more about this, or if you have questions about how creativity and these limitations play a role in your life. I'll see what I can do to help you out. We can talk more about it. So thanks again, and have a wonderful, creative, authentic day.